2, 1.
May 11th, 2019. A group of volunteers killed dozens of wild boars in the Makawao Forest Reserve in North Maui, Hawaii. After every kill, they cut through the boar's intestines, not for food, but searching for human flesh. They were desperately looking for Amanda Eller, a young woman who had gone for a hike on May 8, 2019, in the same reserve and never returned. The Makawao Forest Reserve, spanning over 2,000 acres and surrounded by thousands more acres of dense jungle, is a treacherous wilderness full of steep ravines, lava rocks, giant ferns, and thick vegetation that often requires machetes to navigate. Beyond the predators and wild boars, the terrain itself seemed unforgiving. Yet against all odds, Amanda managed to survive for 17 days before being found alive. During her ordeal, she lost nearly 16 kilograms of body weight and was barely recognizable. Injured, malnourished, and alone, Amanda's survival was nothing short of a miracle. But how did she manage to endure such conditions? That's the story we'll uncover today. And it's not just Amanda's story. This video is packed with other astonishing tales of people who went missing and survived unimaginable odds. So stick around and watch till the end. On the day Amanda disappeared, her car was found parked near a trailhead in the forest. Inside the vehicle, police discovered her phone, a packet of snacks, and a water bottle, untouched. These clues led many to believe she had been abducted or worse, though those speculations were later proven false. Amanda, a yoga instructor and physical therapist, had ventured into the forest for what was supposed to be a short hike. However, after stepping off the trail to rest, she became disoriented and lost her way. During her 17 days of survival, Amanda faced unimaginable challenges. She fell 20 feet off a steep cliff, fracturing her leg and tearing the meniscus in her knee. Injured and in excruciating pain, she pushed forward. She ate whatever she could find: wild strawberries, guavas, unidentifiable plants, and even moths that landed on her. Temperatures in the forest dipped to the low 60s at night, with high humidity, cold mist, and frequent rain adding to her misery. Clad in only a thin tank top and capri-length yoga pants, Amanda used fern leaves and mud to cover herself at night for warmth. On one occasion, she even spent the night in a wild boar's den. Her rescue came on the 17th day when a helicopter pilot spotted her near a stream. Volunteers had combed the reserve relentlessly, rappelling into ravines, diving into pools, and navigating fast-moving streams. Some even killed aggressive wild boars and checked their intestines for human remains. Amanda later revealed that her survival was driven by an unshakable instinct to keep moving. "I wanted to give up," she admitted, "but my gut told me to keep going." That determination ultimately led to her miraculous rescue. Just like Amanda Eller's fight to stay alive, another story of resilience unfolds. The summer of 2017. 25-year-old radiology student Lisa Theris vanished under mysterious circumstances in the dense woods of Alabama. Weeks passed and she was declared dead. But the truth was far stranger. Lisa had trusted two men who she'd recently met, unaware of their criminal backgrounds. One moment she was with them, and the next everything went dark. She woke up naked, shoeless, and utterly alone in the wilderness. To make matters worse, Lisa's glasses were missing, and without them she was legally blind. Disoriented and with no memory of how she ended up in the woods, Lisa had to rely on a walking stick to navigate the unforgiving terrain.
This is where the roots were, and I scooped it out and made it mine.
Her survival instincts kicked in, but the odds were against her. For 28 days, Lisa endured relentless hunger, sweltering heat, and the sting of poisonous plants. She sustained herself on mushrooms, wild berries, and water from puddles. When it rained, she wrung water from her hair to drink. The ordeal left her body battered, her legs covered in scratches, bug bites, and poison ivy scars. Weakened from losing 18 kilograms, Lisa eventually stumbled upon a road and collapsed from sheer exhaustion. A passing driver initially mistook her for a dead animal, but upon realizing Lisa was alive, immediately called for help. Moments later, an ambulance arrived, reuniting her with her family after their weeks of despair. As for the two men she had been with, Randall Wade and Manley Green, they had already been arrested for a theft that coincided with her disappearance. Investigations are ongoing, leaving much about their role in the incident unclear. For Lisa, this harrowing experience reshaped her perspective on life. She clung to the walking stick that had guided her through the ordeal, calling it her lifeline. "It helped me out a lot," she said during an emotional interview, holding on to it as a symbol of resilience and survival. From Lisa Theris' survival in the Alabama wilderness, we now journey into the depths of Bolivia's Baures jungle, where yet another tale of incredible resilience unfolded in 2023. On January 25, 2023, Jhonattan Acosta ventured into Bolivia's Baures jungle with his friends, expecting nothing more than an exhilarating hunting trip. The group planned everything meticulously. But when the sun began to set and it was time to return to the boat, a single moment of hesitation changed everything. Jhonattan lagged behind for a few seconds. When he looked up, his friends had disappeared into the dense greenery ahead. Panic took hold as he yelled their names and fired his rifle into the air, praying for a response. Instead, the jungle swallowed his voice whole, leaving him surrounded by silence and shadows. He decided to stay put near what he thought was the riverbank, hoping to be found quickly. But as night fell, the jungle transformed into a nightmare. Every rustle of leaves, every distant growl felt like a predator closing in. Armed with only a lighter, a rifle with one bullet, and sheer determination, Jhonattan began a battle he wasn't prepared for. The first few days were a blur of hunger and desperation. Dehydration set in fast, forcing him to drink his own urine just to keep going. He stumbled upon wild fruits, mushrooms, and insects, food he'd never imagined eating. One night, wild pigs attacked, tearing at his boot as he clung to a tree in terror. His soaked rifle misfired, leaving him defenseless. Hours later, in the dim light of dawn, he realized one of the pigs lay dead nearby, a grim twist of fate he couldn't explain. As the days dragged on, Jhonattan's survival instincts sharpened. He heard whispers of human activity, tracks, smoke, faint signs of life. Was there a hidden tribe watching him, protecting him? The thought kept him alive, though he couldn't shake the eerie sense that the jungle itself was toying with him, testing his will to survive. By the 31st day, Jhonattan was unrecognizable. Emaciated, injured, and barely hanging on. His ankle throbbed after falling into a well days earlier, swelling to the size of a grapefruit. Yet he pushed through, crawling on the damp jungle floor, driven by a flicker of hope. And then he heard it. Voices. At first he thought he was hallucinating again, but as he dragged himself closer, he saw them. A search party of friends and locals. Tears blurred his vision as he yelled with every ounce of strength he had left. They spotted him and rushed over, pulling him from the brink of death. Jhonattan's rescue wasn't just the end of his ordeal. It was the beginning of a transformation. In those 31 days he faced his fears, his limits, and his humanity. He vowed never to hunt again, now seeing the jungle not as an enemy, but as a force that had spared him, taught him, and changed him forever. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and for more interesting content, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for more interesting content.